It doesn't matter how smart you are unless you stop and think.
Thomas Sowell is a trained economist. He's a sociologist who has written books about virtually every culture that's ever existed. He is America's greatest contemporary living philosopher.
Please take to heart the lesson of what happens when you vote on the basis of rhetoric and symbolism and instead of using your mind.
I mean, he's forceful in his opinions. He will not compromise any of his opinions for the sake of social politeness.
Gather round, one and all, join hands and sing Kumbaya today. You're listening to Nick's Nonfiction with your host, comic Nick Muniz. This week on the show, a Patreon exclusive episode. We are breaking down racial barriers with Thomas Sowell, bestseller, Black Rednecks, White Liberals. Another assault on your common sense, as Thomas Sowell is an economist. And as a black man, no Uncle Tom, no shame in here. He is breaking down the true history of slavery. You know somebody Jewish? Maybe they should be getting reparations for their thousands of years building pyramids. This is not some long, dragged-out academic study. It's 6 quick essays. And of course, we're doing the Nick's Nonfiction twist today. So we're gonna be reading essays, Holmes. I could use this essay. My last name has a tilde, man. Muniz? Check me out, gringo. I am multicultural, racially impure. Says it on all my admissions papers. You use it for affirmative action. Blaction. We had trolls out there the last time we had a teaser a couple months ago. 5-minute episode. Well, why isn't this a coherent story? Do you not notice the static every 5 seconds? Is that how your brain works? You freaking internet troll. American History X. My favorite character was Professor X. That's right. And then the mutants were getting racially slurred. Race baiting is when you masturbate to ebony erotica, right? We're about interracial, generational relationships. Young white kid and hitter Jim floating down the river doing their own societal commentary. And did you hear Huckleberry Finn is banned in the most progressive state, California? An anti-racist book, is because it has magic words in it. Again, the Harry Potter J.K. Rowling thinks Jews are trolls. Fiction is more racist than reality. Really interesting about the Scottish drag racers with their hoopties on the Mississippi River. These cultures just repeat in the lowest socioeconomic class. Classism. What did Young Thug say? If it ain't about the money, it's not about your color. In Britain, if you don't talk like this and you got a bit of a North London accent, people are racially insensitive within white people in London. Neo-Nazis hate the KKK. Bigot. Whatever earpods you were listening through, they needed tiny Chinese child fingers to build those for cheap labor. We're all sponsoring. It's not slavery if you call it an internship. Left wing might be right. Everybody is racist. What did Biggie say? Never get high on your own supply. He must have had a Jewish ghostwriter. Fairy tales are racist as fuck. Think about who wrote it. The Grimm guys in Europe. They were already thinking about eugenics before Hitler. They were sowing the seeds for these guys. Anti-Semitism in the 1500s existed. They were walking around with all the shekels anyway. Shylock could smell out a silver coin from the next kingdom. The allies who we give $300 billion weapons deals to, the way they treat their women too is enslavement. Joe Biden just calls it a cultural difference when China wants to enslave Uyghurs. Context. Over 1 million European soldiers were enslaved by African pirates from 1500 to 1800s. For 300 years. This gives a whole new layer to the line. Look at me. Look at me. I am the captain now. These slave pirates. We need a Jordan Key and Keegan Peele, whatever their names are, to make a Get Out remake. Reverse roles. Dun 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 dun. Captain Phillips and Sully Sullenberger. You two men have both exaggerated your stories to be heroes in the public eye. Your body doubles are waiting for you in the... It's about the white and the black guys come together to free Everybody's a Brother. At the end of American History X, the guy who liberated Derek's mind, he's like, take it easy on the brothers out there on the street. You know they're brothers too. Being in the joint with the people doing time with fellow soldiers on the battlefield. Million white guys died to free the slaves. Nobody gives a fuck. So they were always flirting with this ethno-state. I told you the grim fairy tale guys were bigots. You ever see the episode where SpongeBob Squidward goes to his own racially pure Bikini Bottom, eats canned bread every day? That's like the Nazi pure ethno-state. That's the right-wing rise of authoritarian power. And then there was that Timmy Turner episode where he had the utopia, but everybody was a gray blob. Because you're not allowed to be better than anybody in a utopia. We're all equal. Communism and fascism, right-wing, left-wing, you both end up with genocide. And it sounds hippie, but you gotta decentralize and dismantle it to a point of safety where you can't gas millions of people because you want to try an ethno-state. His ideas are stupid. Dr. Mengele, he's like sitting on the devil's lap. Hitler's not that bad of a guy, you know? He was just running with the wrong crowd. He took advantage of a powerful... He painted dogs, he traveled, he drank, he won Times Man of the Year. This is one of the richest absurdisms. I used to talk about it on stage. Did you know this? You would think Time magazine loses all of their credibility throughout all of time. Hitler, the cartoonish worst guy in history, you're making a comparison? He's like Hitler. Hitler was Man of the Year. How do you even make a joke out of that? What was the schoolboy Q? He could write a song. Titty ass hands in the air, shake it for the Man of the Year, right of the back. You don't need to take a side while you're looking at history. It's a collectivist mindset. It already happened. Just learn from history. We're not fucking choosing teams like it's football. And now the 2020s, we are flying blindly into the future, with these reverse critical race theorists leading the way. If you want a job in the seminar, you have to repent for your whiteness.
Music make you lose control. Music make you lose control.
Let's go.